We have a 2003 Hyundai Tiburon here. Everybody that has these cars has looked on the internet for videos on how to change the alternator, or they just got tired of trying to mess with it themselves and took it to a garage and paid about $300 to $400 to have the alternator replaced. Okay, first thing first. When you go to start on this project, you'll need a decent ratchet strap or ratchet set and a breaker bar. Okay, so you go here, you take this bolt out, this bolt here, these two on the back. When you take that off, this cover will pop off underneath here. Okay, then you'll come over here on this belt tensioner right there, put your ratchet in there, take your belt loose, and then right down here is where your alternator sits, right in this area. Mine's already been taken off. You take this bolt out here, I'm thinking it was a 10 millimeter, and then down here is where the alternator sits, down here in the very, very bottom where you can't reach your hand hardly. Anyway, you'll need to take your wheel off of the car. Back in here is where your alternator is sitting, right back in here. The problem I found is everybody that made a video didn't tell you nothing, or they didn't say nothing about this. You will stand here and beat your brains out trying to get this pin off. The easiest thing to do is take a breaker bar, come in from the corner of your alternator and push up. It will pop it out. Then you come back over to this side and just wiggle it up and down and it will come off of this. Nobody said this is a slotted piece on any of the files I found on this car. It's slotted, your pin sits in here like this. When you push up, it pops your alternator pin up out of there. Then you will have this plug-in in the back and your ground right there. This will be a 12 millimeter, and then you just push down on this clip just like a normal one and pop it off. What I found the easiest way to do it, instead of taking the exhaust pipe loose and stuff, is you take 1, 2, and 3 bolts out. Push your strut down. Bring your foot over here, push down on your strut to kick that loose. Then take a breaker bar from here to the frame, back here, and push down. When you push down, that will kick your strut down far enough to be able to get your alternator right through here. Now it's a tight fit, and you will have to work with it a little bit and wiggle it to get it to come out, but it will come out this way. But make sure your wheel is turned all the way to the right or it will not come out. But that's how I done it, and so far out of all the forums I've read and stuff on it, this has been the best way to do it that I found, versus unbolting your exhaust or your manifold or taking all this out. Whatever else is out there, I don't know if anybody else has found an easier way, but I know nobody else has made a video of how to show anybody how to do this. So, basic step, take your cover off, take these bolts out here, take your tensioner loose, your alternator sits down the bottom. Of course, you'll know that if you're working on this car. Pop your strut down, and then your alternator sits back in the back. The best way to get these wires is the clip down in the bottom. Take the clip loose from the bottom, then spin your alternator on the side, and I don't know if you can see it real good, but right down there, that shiny circle, that is your ground for your alternator. Just take the bolt loose, and I'm thinking it was a 10 millimeter or 12 millimeter, I can't remember. But anyway, as for now, thanks for watching. If I do any more videos on this car, I'll be sure to let anybody else know. But as of right now, this is the only issue we are having with this car is the alternator. Sorry for the wind and blowing snow, so I'm done for tonight because it's getting dark. I'm going back inside. Alright, this is Adam. Y'all have fun.